You're tuned in to the DMV Hoops Podcast.
This is Jonathan Scribner, head girls basketball coach at St. John's College High School, and this is the DMV Hoops Podcast.
Welcome to the DMV Hoops Podcast, the DMV's home for high school basketball. Hosted by Kirk Cross and featuring Chelsie Cross. We bring you the latest news, interviews, rankings, recruiting buzz, and standout performances from the public and private school basketball scene across Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. Stream us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Buzzsprout, YouTube, and everywhere podcasts are heard. Now, let's get into it. Here's your host, Kirk Cross.
Welcome to the DMV Hoops Podcast. I am Kirk Cross, and always she is
Chelsie Cross.
We are live from the Capital Hoops Summer League at Damascus. We have Court 1 and Court 2 going today. As you know, we bring you the players, we bring you the coaches, the interviews all summer long from the Capital Hoops Summer League at Damascus. Right now, we would like to invite someone to our podcast, a coach from the Swarming Hornets. I can call him Damascus, but in the Summer League, we have to call him the Swarming Hornets, Mr. Brian Humphrey. Thank you, Mr. Humphrey, for joining us.
Of course.
Mr. Humphrey, I've got a question that I've got to ask, and we got to start with why this Summer League? You are not coming from a close distance.
We are not.
However, I almost bought a house on Ridge Road like 14 years ago.
Okay.
I almost did. But why this Summer League?
Well, this is the best one, if we're going to be honest. And our guys were asking for it, so we decided to come down and see what we got.
All right, and what I have noticed is in all of our years of Summer League, one thing that we do notice is that Montgomery County represents here more than any other year. We have Damascus, we have Wooten, we have Whitman, we have Richard Montgomery, we have BCC.
Yeah. WJ.
WJ is here. That's 6 teams.
I think Northwest is here.
Northwest is here. We have 7 teams out of perhaps 26 or 27 high schools. You guys are here. And we know it's the best summer league in the country. We know it is.
Yep.
You've got 60 teams, 200 plus games. And I don't know where else you're going to see this competition, where Damascus can play a private school, a public school. And let's be honest, at some point, you're tired of beating up on each other in Montgomery County, right? You got to get something else, right?
It is, yeah. I know a lot of my friends who coach in other counties always talk about, oh, you have trouble finding teams to schedule? Like, no. We got 20 games. We got 25 teams in our county. It's
right.
about to be 26 and then maybe 27. So,
right.
Yes, it's definitely nice to come and face some different competition. I mean, obviously it's a summer, so whether you win or lose is, you want to win the games when you're playing them, but whether you win or lose is not as consequential. Just coming down and getting good competition and seeing where you are.
And you want, correct me if I'm wrong, I cannot say how you run your program, but obviously some of your younger players, it'd be great for them to get the mistakes out now, because come November 15th, you want to hit the ground running.
Sure. I think summer is a time to try some things, let some guys get some experience. Capital Hoops does such a great job with their social media. And let's face it, the players nowadays love their social media.
They do.
They see everything and wanted to come down. And like I said, all right, well, we can come down. It's a long trip, I don't know if you noticed, basically our team showed up about 30 seconds before the game started because we all got stuck in traffic on the Beltway or on 200. But
on any road, sir, on any road, yeah. Mr. Humphrey. Chelsie, what you got?
So you guys came in about 30 seconds before game time.
Yeah.
Winning
wasn't the plan, but yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's not what it looks like on the floor, though, because they showed out on the floor.
Exactly. So winning is not everything.
Sure.
But you guys did win. So I'm kind of curious. It was tied at the half. Mm-hmm. What did you talk to your team about in that halftime huddle? And how are the vibes different going into the second half so you guys could come out on top?
Well, it was nice to, like I said, not have to run off 495 and just right on the floor. So it's nice to actually get some water and rest a little bit. But we don't have a ton of stuff in the summer. I purposely let our guys play with more freedom. Not that we don't have a system and won't have a system, but I think a lot of times you have to learn how to play behind the play. You know, you run something, you got to learn actually how to play. So, like I said, we give the guys a lot more freedom in the summer. And what we want is just the basics. Can you play proper defense? Can you rebound the ball? Can you run an early offense? And we just kind of locked in on some of the basics, and we're able to pull it out there in the end.
Coach, I'm looking at your resume. It says you've been a coach since 2018. Is that at Damascus period or just as the head varsity
So
coach?
I just finished my 20th year as a head coach. So my first year, 8 years, I was at Damascus as a JV coach. And in 2014, I went down to Seneca Valley at varsity. We had a lot of success there. E.J. Simpson's brother was on that team. And then in 2018, Damascus called me and said, hey, we want you to come back. And I said, well, I'll come back, but you got to get me in the building because my family's there and I wanted to be around them. And so came back in 2018.
So you signed a COSA.
Yeah.
You filled out a COSA to come back.
Yeah. So I wanted to be able to, leave practice and go pick up my kids, and then my kids are coming through the school, so even if they don't play, I can go to their plays, or I can go to this, and they come to my, you know what I mean? So that's basically why I came home. I love Seneca Valley. We had a great time there. We were really good. We went to states twice. Loved the experience, but that's showing why I came home was family, and we built something pretty good the last 8 years.
So I'm going to say a name to you.
I'm ready.
And I'm going to tell you that I coached for 24 years. And in coaching, there's one name that scares me. I'm going to say this name to you, and I'm going to see if it brings up any vibes.
All right.
Kelly Prengy. That girl was, I was coaching at Churchill, and I coached at Rockville, and she was a monster to deal with.
Yeah.
I mean, she's 6'4". I mean, she can put the ball on the floor. She can shoot the three. And I told my power forward one time from Rockville High School, just do the best you can, man. Do the best you can. Because I don't know if you know, but by the time those girls became seniors, they had played from rec ball all the way through.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who was the coach at the time.
Steve Pizarski.
And he would take it easy when he could. I think there was a game where he didn't even start Kelly because we didn't have much going on our side. But what did Kelly Prengy mean to that team up there?
Well, that was back when I was still coaching the JV boys team.
Right.
But Steve's a great mentor of mine. Helped get me a job and teaching in the county 20 years ago. So I still remember it like it was yesterday when they lost by 2 in that state final. That was brutal. But
undefeated in the county, though. Undefeated in the county.
Yeah. Pizarski's, he's a legend. Should be a Hall of Famer. And Kelly could go. I mean, had herself quite a career at George Washington as well.
So here's the thing. So I do PA announcing for the WCSC and all that. For 2 or 3 years, I was at GW, so I got to call her games down there at GW.
Nice.
Yes, absolutely. She was a monster to deal with.
Okay.
Coach, I ask a lot of players this, and I've started asking coaches this. I imagine you expect your players each year to come back and bring something different to the court. If they need to work on being quicker on defense, if you want them to open up their mid-range jump shot. As a coach, what do you expect to bring back yourself different than what the coach you were last year?
That's a good question. I think every team is different, and so we like to spend the summer kind of figuring out exactly what we got. Like I said, so we give the guys a lot of freedom to kind of figure out that, and then kind of build our offensive and our defensive system. Not that we don't have some continuing from year to year, but really spend the spring, the summer, the fall in the weight room, working with the guys, but also coming here and seeing what they got, so we can kind of build the best system around the guys who we have that particular season.
There's 2 ways to do it, right? You either have a system and make them fit into it, or you see what you got, because from year to year, if you all of a sudden get 2 6'10" guys, your system is different.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Or if you got to run a Princeton office where all you're going to do is shoot and run, that's another thing. Chelsie,
sure.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So I mentioned before about halftime it was tied, and then you guys end up on top. I'm kind of curious a little bit more about defense. Sandy Spring had 2 guys in double figures, including 1 guy with a double-double. How did you allow your team to kind of limit those 2 guys as well as the team in general?
Well, I mean, they're good players, so they're gonna be able to score, especially in summer when you're not scouting. You don't have as much film. During the season we would have, this is what they do, this is every set they run. So this is the baseline, this is not. In the summer, it's really just for us, guard them, keep them in front. You should force sideline or baseline drive, and then the low man's got to help. Now, we didn't do it well every time. And then thankfully for us, number 15 was 0 for 8 for 3. So we were able to kind of sag off a little bit there and help extra in that particular case.
Well, your team shot well. We got to get you to the free throw line, though. Y'all did not make it to the free throw line too much that game.
No,
but
we didn't.
You still pulled out the victory.
Well, I have ideas on how we can get there, but I'll tell the players that. Call them out on here.
Right. Off topic, Knicks or Spurs? Who's going to win this thing?
That's a great question. Good game last night. I was worried about Brunson last night when he went out.
Twice, right?
Yep. Yes. Oh, my goodness. And I was flipping back and forth. My wife played college softball, and we were just down in Oklahoma City watching softball, so I was flipping back and forth with that. But honestly, I think the Spurs are better, but I think the Knicks are going to win it. So I'll go Knicks in 6.
I mean, they found a way to sort of neutralize Wemby last night.
Yeah, Wemby's got to get his butt down low a little bit.
Well, they drew him out, right?
Yeah,
they drew him out.
Oh, on defense, yeah.
Yeah, they drew him out there, and I don't know what happened. I fell asleep during the game. She wakes me up and says, "Did you see what happened? That fool ran onto the court, didn't he?"
Yeah. Trying to get a selfie. It's crazy.
Right? Coach, what does success in this summer league look like for you and the Hornets?
Success. I mean, listen, basketball is the vehicle we use to teach life skills. Like we're a public high school, like I said.
Financial math, right?
I do teach financial math.
Thank you for
correct.
that.
Yep.
More kids need to know that.
I think success is coming down here, learning to compete at a high level. We got a real tough one here in about 30 minutes against Heritage. They're good. So coming down here, staying positive, being coachable, learning how to compete, and then taking that and being positive and moving forward.
All right, Chelsie, what do you have to close out?
Maybe a little bit of a different question. What about this summer league, or what about your coaching, teaches these boys discipline?
That's a good question. We once we decide on what we're doing, you just stick with it. And I found you don't have to be demeaning, but you can be demanding. And whatever you say, especially in teaching and parenting and whatever, you better do it. You know what I mean? Like, these are the things we're going to do. These are the things we're going to do. So that's part of it. And then just trying to, live to that have a standard and live to that standard yourself. I get up every morning at 6 a.m. and go work out. I do, I try to be the best version of me and try to help the boys be the best version of them.
Coach, you're teaching financial math.
Yep. Amongst others, yeah.
You have to be a coach, sometimes a father, always a mentor, and you've got to lead by example. My last question for you is, you get to see the kids in the hall as well as on the basketball court.
Sure.
How do you feel like that helps you to be the best coach to them?
So my first 10 years, I taught elementary. And then Seneca Valley got me to come to high school, and I love it. Honestly, my favorite thing is the relationships. I think that's really where you can get kids to just run through a wall for you.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, just how was your day? That is more. I mean, I love the basketball stuff. I'm a junkie. I love learning every system and doing all this. But honestly, now I've been doing it for 20 years, and guys come back to practice. It really is the relationships. And I think the relationship building is what you're allowed to do when you see them in the hall and see them in class every day.
Sir, I lied. I do have one more question.
All good.
Why should someone find themselves in that Damascus gym in December? What are they going to see?
They're going to see a team that gives their soul. We're going to play some deep defense. And we got some guys who are really, really hungry. We got some excellent guards. We got some young, good players. But you'll see a team that is playing for each other and playing really, really hard.
Are we 3A? 2A?
We have 3A.
You have 3A. So you got to do... No, Blake's not 3A anymore. Who's
Blake?
your...
So Blake was in our region for the last... No, 2 and 3 years ago.
Right.
Last year, Magruder is in our region.
Oh, God. God help you.
Yeah. So listen.
You got to deal with Harwood.
Listen, I've dealt with Harwood. Shout out to Harwood. He is the greatest offensive coach who's ever come through this
GOAT,
city.
right?
He is the best. I love him. Yeah, he's great. Yeah, we got to deal with Magruder.
Okay, all right. Best of luck to you, sir. We hope we find ourselves and others in that gym in December. Ladies and gentlemen, from the swarming Hornets, Coach Brian Humphrey.
Thanks for tuning in to the DMV Hoops Podcast, your home for high school basketball coverage across the DMV. Be sure to subscribe, follow, and share the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, YouTube, Buzzsprout, and everywhere podcasts are heard. Follow us on Instagram and X at DMV Hoops Podcast. The DMV Hoops Podcast is hosted by Kirk Cross, featuring Chelsie Cross. Thanks for listening.